less lethal and lethal can coexist. I wanted to say that first. Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you like and subscribe and tell somebody. I had a very good time shooting guns I cannot even close to afford. I'm a baller on budget, as they say. But I did. It gave me an idea of what to shoot for. No pun intended. Different caliber, 9mm, 10mm, .45. I don't know what the AK-47, but there was some long cartridge. Okay, car, I don't know what you're doing, but okay. I tell you, you're very protected with an AK-47. Once again, I want to make sure people understand my opinions are my own opinions. It does not represent any company, organization, nothing. It's just mine. I was thinking about church security. I'm working on trying to create something that's easily can be obtained and is durable. A lot of times things gotta come to me. I can't just like sit down and just do it. It has to come to me, and that's what I have done. I have put something together. I'm gonna pass it on to some people, let them take a look at it. But it's a rough draft business plan, but it's better than nothing. So it's better than nothing, and I'm coming up with something legit and durable, and I'm gonna make it work for me. It's a lot when you're trying to start something that's never been done. I'm not anticipating trying to create the world's greatest church thing. We just gotta get started. But one thing I know about a lot of other churches, you guys don't play on that security. Especially my white brothers, man. You guys no joke when it comes to that security in that church. I'm taking it very seriously. I just say, okay, we need to get started somewhere. And if somebody can do it better, by all means, let them do it better. But we had nothing. Except, if you could still carry in the audience, and that was it. We had nothing. And I know another church that's within my denomination don't even have that. And I'm like, okay, that's not good. Best case scenario, baby mama drama, people beefing and don't like each other, and you got to kind of separate them and talk to them. Worst case scenario, active shooter. That's not what I want. If one thing I know is in my church, we have a security camera set up, and you can see from the parking lot. But we didn't have anybody watching it, or to my knowledge, nobody was watching it. And I'm saying, like, yo, somebody needs to be watching the cameras. And then the second thing I was saying, like, yo, we need need a security tablet that people can have it and roam around the premises and look. And then you need somebody physically, visually out in the parking lot just to show that, hey, we got somebody here, just in case you want to roll up. And I think that's good. I think that's good. I'm not a security expert. That is not what I do. I conceal carry, which I'm always working to get better. I do self-defense, which I'm okay. If I have to toot my own horn, I'm okay. But that's all I do after work. So I mean, that's all I do. So with that being said, I think a combination of that and then me being a social worker that deal with crisis and mental health, severe mental health, it gives me a leg up on anybody that's doing crisis intervention. There's a lot of officers that they don't know how to do crisis intervention. They don't have a clue. All I know is if somebody's spazzing out and they saying they think they're the Antichrist, the first thing first is they're gonna draw that gun. And then somebody who's not mentally there may think that, the voices is telling me that you're the enemy. And then next thing you know, somebody's drawing their weapon, coming towards the cop. And then there you go. So this is where less lethal and lethal comes into play. Lethal is when you need it the most, when there's no other option and that person is not stopping. You're asking them to please stop, and they keep on coming. Unfortunately, if you have to use it, you have to use it. But another alternative is less lethal, which is kinetics or pepper ball or both. And it gives you an option to protect yourself. And it's an option to deter somebody who may just think they're big and bad enough. You give them a couple pepper balls or kinetic rounds, and it makes them think about their life choices. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't kill them. I'm trying to get a team together. The A team is, hey, let's focus on de-escalation. Let's focus on trying to get them in the right spot. Most people just having a hard time. Hence, they head to church or they head to a place where is they come for relief, right? So a lot of times you can just talk people down off a ledge. A lot of fights happen based off misunderstanding. If you're a married person, many fights started because of misunderstanding. That person, you thought that person said that, and that person thought you say this, and then you say something you really don't mean, and the next thing you know, you're not talking to each other, right? You have to really, use a little bit of everything. You got to use a little bit of calmness, a little bit of common sense, a little bit of, hey, we all friends here, a little bit of people letting people vent. You need to be a little bit of a counselor just to kind of see for signs for severe issues. You guys see and quickly read if that person got charges, right? I'm not saying you can have charges and not good people. In fact, some of the best people I know are people that ain't been in jail. And the worst people I know is people that should be in jail, but they haven't been. But you look for signs to hear for anything that kind of perk your ear. And just really, without metal detectors, which I don't think is necessary in church yet, is that you don't know what you get. People can become, any person can just come in. You have no idea if they're a murderer or whatever. So you take it in face value. And one thing I've learned about life, people can hide very well and blend real nice. I often think about people that's in witness protection plans. If they walking a dog and they some type of gangster from another state and they're in witness protection in a nice neighborhood, just blending in. I always wondered that because I've been in neighborhoods, people just walking their dogs and you think they're just some sweet old couple and you don't know they're some Russian spy. You don't know. But I believe that Les Lethal and Lethal can be friends. And the farmer and the somebody can be friends from the Oklahoma play. I think Les Lethal and Lethal can be friends. I mean, you can go to your Les Lethal. Everything is not, hey, I'm about to, blow your brains out situation. Some is just, hey, we can talk about it. Hey, I'm asking you to stop. Please, I'm begging you. I need you to stop. Then Les Lethal. Hey, Les Lethal. I need you to stop. And then you hit them with that. It just depends how fast or how quick they can get. If you got 50 feet, I think you can hit a couple less lethal. And if that don't stop them switching to the gun, And some people say, well, I'd rather just use the gun. Well, I believe you can muscle memory anything. If you practice with both, and you learn how to draw with both, and do that muscle memory, and try to do it 1,000 times a week. And you say, oh man, 1,000 times, that's a lot. But I think you do 50 here, 50 there, 50 here, 50 there. I think you can get 1,000 or 500 motions. And that's one thing about martial arts. Everything is about repetition and muscle memory. When we do our katas, or if you're doing jiu-jitsu drills, it's all about repetition and doing it. So when you actually need it, you're like, I know how this percent. Okay, this is what we've been practicing on. I think it's the same way with guns and less lethal. I was watching a person this week when I was shooting out who's surgical with that gun, like in Training Day. I like that phrase. I'm gonna use it for the rest of my life. Because he's trained in Marines, and I can hear a Marine person shouting right now. His repetition was good. His repetition was, taking it out of his holster, and it was so smooth. I counting him taking it out of the holster, I said within 1 second, and then he shot within 2. And he was, and I really think he was just really just, and I asked him, what's the secret of why you so good? And he said he dry fires. He practiced dry fire. His name, practice dry fire. Practice dry fire. And I have a dry fire cartridge. I just need to set it up because I went shooting this week. So, but I haven't dry fire. Mess with it. So I'm gonna mess with it sometime this weekend. And I want to get good too, because what I struggle with, I had it in my out the waistband holster, and I had my, warm-up pants. Normally I would have a belt where I couldn't get it out of the holster fast enough. It just kind of hooked, and I was pushing and hooking, and if that was the situation, I would be in trouble. So, I got work to do. I got work to practice. I mean, I could do it okay with my burner out of my bag, but I need to practice. I need to practice that repetition. Maybe 25 a night, 50. I'm gonna start out trying to do 500 a week, and my goal is trying to finish with 1,000. Without, looking obvious, doing that, because if a gun person saw that, they know, oh, you're doing simulation. But I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work on that and try and get efficient. I'm not trying to be no Call of Duty warrior. I put it that way. I just want cover, hide behind cover and shoot. That's kind of what my aim. But maybe, who knows? Maybe I can get good enough and do a defensive shooting range and do a speed drill and jump out of the tree and and take somebody out. Anything is possible, but no, I'm not trying to do that. But I do believe me just trying, and even if I fail, is better than having your gun and you brushing it out once or twice a year. Because once and twice a year, something can happen, and trust me, when things happen, crises happen, you're not as fast as you think you are. For some reason, I would have a crisis situation, like a client, and my brain would go blank. And I'm like, okay, Costa Gaesh, okay, rear naked choke. It just happened. Then when everything died down, I'm thinking about all that I can do for takedown, single leg, double leg, Timmy Waza. I'm thinking about all this stuff, but in crisis, and a teacher told me this: you need to have 1 or 2 moves, and that's all you go to, and it 5,000 ways. These 2 moves. So I think that's good advice for weapons and guns too. Have 2 good moves and stick with it and work on it and make it efficient. So I think that's kind of what's best, right? So, all right. Thank you for listening to me. This video is kind of long, but I'm also driving home. So I had the time. So thank you. Have a good one.